Hello, and welcome to Let's Talk MedTech, the premier podcast for the medical device and diagnostic industry. My name is Omar Ford, and I'm editor in chief of MDDI, an online publication owned by Informa that caters to the MedTech engineer. On this episode of Let's Talk MedTech, we're going to be speaking with Ha Hong, the Chief Artificial Intelligence Officer at Medtronic Endoscopy. It's going to be a great conversation with Ha Hong as we talk about Medtronic's efforts in artificial intelligence. We're also going to pick his brain about where he sees artificial intelligence going in medtech. So I can't wait for you to hear and see this amazing conversation that we're going to have this interview. So without further ado, let's talk medtech with Medtronic's Ha Hong.
I have been very fortunate to be living in the intersection between the medical device and artificial intelligence, and I will be more than happy to talk about the topic.
Sure. I, uh, to follow up on that question, I know we've barely scratched the surface when it comes to artificial intelligence, but how is it currently transforming healthcare?
Yeah, that's the hot topic. Everyone is talking about the artificial intelligence. The the current status is that it's at the very beginning. It's the beginning of the story. So since 2020, according to the World Economic Forum, the number of hospitals adopting the AI technology has been increasing 3 times. So it's a great start. And right now, the AI technology is mainly focused around, the disease detection, pattern recognition, and essentially, helping physicians to detect the diseases or, performing their tasks, and in some cases, automating some routine tasks so that they can be more efficient. So in other words, AI has been focusing on, increasing their job efficiency, at the same time putting them into the driver's seat. Um, and yeah, it's a great start, and the beginning of the journey has been pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's amazing. And, when I look at Medtronic, I know the company has made some significant investments in artificial intelligence in the past, but can you give me some specifics on how Medtronic has embraced AI? And can you talk about some of the projects that you're involved with or have been involved with when it comes to AI in Medtronic?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm from Medtronic Endoscopy Unit. At Medtronic Endoscopy, we recently we have been working on the AI, and there have been many exciting news from our group. So specifically, if you look at the colonoscopy field, we have created a system called a GI Genius Intelligent Endoscopy system that detects the polyp in real time during the colonoscopy procedures, so that it acts as the second pair of eyes to the clinicians, the colonoscopist. The system is able to, we have demonstrated that the system increases the adenoma detection rate, or basically the accuracy of detecting the polyps significantly, to a level that is, reducing the cancer, the risk of the cancer significantly. That has been really exciting for us. On top of that, the with the partnering company called Cosmo Intelligent Medical Device, we recently released a system, a platform that's called AI Access Platform. It is a app store. It's basically an app store where you can join, and once you create and get regulatory clearance with your own AI applications, you can host that application, your applications on that platform, so that you would have better access to the market, and also the physicians would have a better access to the innovations that you would create. So in this way, we hope to increase and accelerate the innovation, the AI innovation, to the entire community, the innovators, and also for the clinicians and physicians alike. And in a clinically relevant and also in in responsible way, so that we can accelerate the innovation for all community. So that's been the Medtronic endoscopy innovations that we've been pursuing quite recently. If you look at the Medtronic as a whole, it's an exciting time to be at Medtronic. If you look at the top level, we have Kent Washington, our Chief Technology and Innovation Officer. He has been leading the AI Center of Excellence. It's a council, it's a leadership team among the AI practitioners like myself and other subject matter experts from the entire Medtronic. We sit down together and we develop and we discuss good practices that are applicable for the entire Medtronic. In
Mhm.
this way, we want to make the innovations in a coordinated and collaborative way, and at the same time in a responsible way. So I'm very excited about that innovation. If you look at other units, other business units within Medtronic, there can be many, many exciting examples that use AI in a very effective way. One example can be touch surgery. It's a video recording system that employs AI to, record surgical videos and analyze and annotate in a very smart way. And also, there's another example which is called Link, cardiac rhythm management. The device records and monitors the cardiac rhythms and detects the irregular heart cardiac events with very high precision. So in general, at Medtronic, we've been pursuing the AI innovations in a coordinated and a responsible way with such a fast pace.
It seems as if healthcare and in our industry, medtech and Medtronic, that we're very comfortable with artificial intelligence as opposed to other industries. Now, I get that AI is just a broad term and it's encompassing, and we use it in many different ways in other industries. But for the medtech or the healthcare industry, it seems more as a tool, more like it's being used as a tool, as something that would be a deterrent or even a threat or something that you'd be afraid of. I'm just looking at some of the stories that have come out this year and late last year when generative AI kind of made its big splash, and some of the writers were like saying, they're going to use this to write our Hollywood scripts and things of that nature. But ultimately, AI is proving itself to be a proper tool for the medical device and healthcare industry. Would you agree with that, or?
Yeah, I definitely would agree with the fact that, especially within medical device, at the intersection between the medical device
Mhm,
and also the healthcare,
mhm,
um, especially at Medtronic, we have been really focusing on the ethical and responsible usage of artificial intelligence technology. So, for example, I can give you an example that at Medtronic, we recently published a white paper that's called Medtronic AI Compass that goes through several principles of how to use AI for many different considerations, such as putting the patient first, all the way down to the data distribution and also the communication and the transparency. So we emphasize on that very, very heavily. Stepping back from that, I personally resonate with your comment. As a medical device innovator,
mhm,
we should always put the patient first. We should begin with the clinical problem first, not the technology. That's the wrong way. Begin with the clinical problem first, and try to find out the technologies. Take emphasis on the plural technologies that can
mhm,
answer to the clinical problem. And among the technologies, artificial intelligence could be one whole potential solution. If you determine that the solution, the technology, artificial intelligence technology, could be a good answer to the problem, yes, you may decide to choose AI as your aspect of answering that question. but you never want to, for example, start with, oh, I gotta use AI, and
No, I
that's
get
the
it. I
wrong
get it.
approach.
Yeah, yeah, looking at the tool first or the technology first instead of the patient, you know. No, I totally
Exactly.
get it. I totally get it. And I want to jump into this for a second, and I'm going to use the F word here.
Mm.
And what I mean by the F word is I feel that's the F word we're talking about, by the way. I feel like larger medical device companies are sometimes slow to gravitate towards new technologies, right? But I don't feel that way with Medtronic and AI. The company seems to be moving fast on AI. You gave a lot of different examples earlier in the conversation. And what would you say is causing Medtronic to be so, if I could use this term, bullish or so excited about artificial intelligence? Because there are other companies out there in the space. We won't say their names, but potential competitors, and I just don't see the level of investment and the level of time that Medtronic has done that to put into artificial intelligence and AI solutions. Just don't see it. Yeah.
It's to begin with, this is such a soft use of F word, so I I like
No,
that.
no,
I like
no,
that.
my father always told me, he said, Omar, he said, never to say what you feel, say what you know. And that's why I
Uh-huh.
kind of use that as a joke. But go ahead, go
I
ahead.
like that. I like that.
Yeah,
As a
yeah.
physicist, I cannot agree more. So yes, yes, yes. Medtronic, at Medtronic, as I briefly mentioned, yes, we established the AI Center of Excellence so that we have a centralized control tower that can promote the collaboration among the subject matter experts across the entire business in a coordinated and at the same time responsible way. That's been very, very exciting. And again, I gave you several different examples, both from my own unit as well as outside of endoscopy unit within Medtronic that utilize that can be a good example of using AI in an innovative and at the same time responsible way. So that's been very exciting. At Medtronic, I think that we, in general, we realize that the healthcare industry in total is moving. It's moving from traditional, more slower paced, let's say, industry towards a new kind of environment where technology and the software and artificial intelligence is taking more and more part. It's a theory, but it's a strategic bet on the future, on how the medical device industry might look like in the near future. That's actually quite exciting because by utilizing the new technologies, again, I would emphasize that we should always begin with the clinical problem. We should always put the patient first
Mhm.
while maintaining that North Star. We realize that by using new technologies and new tools can accelerate us to create a medical device that is more effective and that is more robust across new applications. So that's why, at Medtronic, we we are embracing the new technology, including artificial intelligence, more boldly.
Understood, understood. Um, AI has been maturing rapidly over the last few years, not just in healthcare, but just there's all kinds of conversations about it. And we touched on that a little bit earlier in our talk. But where do you see it going ultimately? And do you see any potential problems or issues? What keeps
Right
you up at
now,
night about AI? That's what I'm asking. What do you have nightmares about when it comes to artificial intelligence?
right now, AI technology has been focusing more on pattern recognition, meaning that the detection of the diseases. I think that the field, especially the AI technology, is moving towards the holy grail of the medicine, which is to personalized medicine with per patient treatment optimization. So imagine that the system that takes into account all of your history, like, the patient history, family history, with all of your diagnosis, all the doctor's notes, reports generated so far,
Mhm.
and taking into account everything holistically and provide the treatment plans and also the predicted outcomes, and trying to optimize the outcomes so that it would best suit your own requirement. I think that the entire system is moving towards that. Um, it is exciting future, and at the same time, the regulatory mechanism, and also the clinical and medical agreement or some consensus about how to use the technology, we should agree on that. So at Medtronic, myself included, we want to get involved in such a pan industry conversation. So not a conversation where device manufacturer joins, regulators joins, patient advocacy groups joins, and also clinical and medical professionals, scientists, technologists, everyone joined together, and we agree on how to use the technology, how to regulate the technology, what are the risks, and for each identified risks, the ways to mitigate those risks in a reasonable way. I think that we should have a good discussion around it. I am um, I am personally quite hopeful about this discussion and also the progress on the innovation. So, for example, at FDA, they have been publishing lots and lots of new guidelines, taking into account some inputs from device manufacturers like us. And also at the agency recently, they published there, and also updating the number of AI-enabled devices that have been cleared so far. It's quite interesting and quite promising that the number is increasing, and it is increasing in a good way, because that's been the result of the agency's good understanding on the technology and how to regulate the technology in a responsible way. So the bottom line is that the technology is moving towards the outcome optimization with personalized treatment options, and at the same time we need to find out a way for us to use the technology in a responsible way. And I'm hopeful that we will continue to use the technology so that it would increase the efficiency of the physicians, um, and while maintaining the physicians at the driver's seat, not, for example, replacing, but you know um, making them more efficient, and
Yeah.
also increasing the overall competency level of the clinicians as a whole.
No, that makes perfect sense. There's always this thing where this just thought and this crosses over different industries that AI will be a replacement, that AI will take a life of its own and it will replace the humans. And I hate to sound sci-fi here for a second, but there's always that kind of foreboding thought. But again, what we're seeing in healthcare, what we're seeing in medtech is that this is a tool that can help enhance and not replace. And I think that's kind of where the discussion needs to go when we talk about AI applications, especially for the medical device industry. Um,
Absolutely. Just to add a
yeah.
couple words, right now, especially if you look at the technologies, the predictive AI technologies, mainly supported by deep neural network technology.
Mhm.
The thing that we call AI, it is super dumb. It is very, very, very stupid.
Yeah.
I say stupid because the way it is working is that it is faithfully trying to perform according to the rule it has been trained.
Mhm.
What do I mean by that? So let's say we want to create an intelligent polyp detection system like GI Genius.
Mhm.
What we
Mhm.
do to create such a system is that we prepare with lots and lots of training examples, and we spoon feed the machine that, hey, these are the images with polyps. Hey, those are the images without polyps. We repeat that multiple times, and at the end of the day, the machine would predict for any arbitrarily incoming images, oh, I see a polyp or not. The same thing for ChatGPT or any LLM. The LLM is trained such that given the prompt, given the text it was provided so far, it tries to predict the next word. That's it. That's it. So
Yes.
it doesn't have any intelligence. It doesn't have any self identity or agency or anything like that. It is that simple. So as long as we know how to define the good training data that is representative of the clinical population, and as long as we are diligent about the validation of the system, and also the regulatory framework with understanding on the responsible use of the technology, I am optimistic that the technology will continue to help the physicians, and also augmenting them so that they can perform more efficiently.
Awesome. Awesome. And finally, want to wind down with just asking you, say there was a young person interested in jumping into this industry, this wild career of healthcare, medical devices, and take this with the backdrop of AI coming along the way. What would you say to them? How would you encourage them? What would you tell them to do? How would they even get their start?
I love the question. I I personally believe that working for medtech, and especially at the intersection between the medtech and AI, it's really exciting field. I believe this is one of the most exciting ways of applying AI for overall human benefit. Of course, I am biased, but that's my
Mhm.
that's my belief. Yeah, to answer your question, I think that the most important thing is to be open-minded. So, of course, if you're a technologist, yes, you gotta hone your skills. You gotta be observing and learning the latest technologies, latest innovations in the field. At the same time, please please get interested in the medicine, the clinical aspects, so that you have a holistic view. The converse is the same. If you're more in the clinical field, it would be interesting for you to also dabble into the technology field. It is it is becoming more and more doable, and it is becoming easier than it might sound. So these days, the tools, many of the AI tools, there are lots and lots of easy to start tools, so that even if you're not technologists or engineers, it becomes very easy for you to get started. Not just the tools, but also the courses. The bottom line is that yes, it is please try to be open-minded. Please try to have a holistic view on the entire industry. Of course, patient first, clinical problems, and then the technology. Um, on top of that, I think that it would be really helpful for to be adaptable, because the field itself is uh, is is evolving very, very fast. I myself didn't optimize for this path, so to be transparent with you, I never knew that I would be doing this this amazing um, 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 opportunity. I never optimized for that. I just happened to be studying the neuroscience, which was a close field to artificial intelligence, and I, by chance and by pure luck, dabbled into medtech. So that's how I got into this. So please be open-minded and please be adaptable. And finally, medtech in general is such a great field that you need to involve with a diverse group of people. It's a very good example of team play. So team play is very important. You cannot excel. You cannot create a medical device. You cannot create a product um, if you only focus on technology. You need to be careful about the regulatory aspect. You need to be careful about the clinical and science aspect. And at the same time, I mean, to begin with, you need to put patients first, and you need to be really honest about the problem, the clinical problem that you want to solve. So please don't be a jerk. You need to be a team player to excel at medical device field.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Ha, thank you for coming on to Let's Talk MedTech. I appreciate your time today. Awesome conversation.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.